Hi, Paula Casson here from Agility Scales, and I'm recording a quick Founders Club update, an update for our Mindsetlers app users. Yeah, I really didn't promote this one much this week, so I don't think anyone's joining. Hope we may get someone to join and ask some questions, but if not, I have a heap of stuff I could share with you. I thought I would walk you through some of the things that we're up to. Okay, so first, you may have noticed in the app that one of the things we're doing are running some experiments around how do we support people when we don't have the answer that they're looking for. So Mindsetlers has over 1,000 actionable ideas now. It's all related to Agile and teams, innovation. But what if you search and you can't find it? Now, we're improving search, of course, so that you find what's in there. That's a huge thing we're constantly working on. But what if you got like a really complicated problem or something that's really niche and there isn't an answer? We really want Mindsetlers to be a place where you go to find actionable ideas and look, if it's not there, let's create it. Let's go connect you with people who have the answer because somebody's probably already solved the problem you're dealing with. Let's be honest. We're all reinventing the wheel, right, in our organizations. Doesn't matter if you're a developer, a PO, an agile coach. Some things are very specific, but there's people out there who, met similar problems and solve them. Wouldn't it be great if you could find them? Most people don't share what they do. All right, enough talk. So what we've been doing is running an experiment, right, where we've said, what do you need? What do you need? Tell us what you need, please. And we're doing this in a very low resource way. It's not, we're not building it in the app yet. You would have noticed that. There's a story on the homepage of the app. Initially, we called it remote coaching, and then some of you very, very smart people told us that we were wrong, and you're right. We were wrong. It's not coaching if you're an agile coach. You know that coaching is, helping people find their own answers and opening up space for them. It certainly isn't giving them an answer. So we're calling it advising because we do want to connect you with existing answers. So here's what we've been doing. We have that link out there. You can submit a question. We ask you for a little bit of format, a little bit of structure. We try to help you structure and give us lots of detail. Yeah, and we've had about a dozen questions come through. Some of them are just big, massive challenges people are dealing with, stuff that, you're not going to have one activity with a team that's going to solve it. It's going to be something that you take 6 months to improve. Maybe it's never done. So we've been doing that, and I wanted to share with you one of the questions, and thank you very much. I don't really want to mention the names of people who have been asking questions. I know exactly who this person is, and then he may be happy for me to say his name, but I just don't want to do that. If you're on our Slack, you might be able to figure out who it is. But one of the questions that I thought I'd go through that was asked, how do I help teams organize one level higher? How do I help them deal with issues that multiple teams run into? And so this was a really interesting, big question. 20 development teams, team level is agile, works pretty well, but things slow down and get bogged down when it's issues that need to go outside the team. That's sort of the heart of it. So what we did is we had a dialogue and got more detail. I pulled in Jürgen Appelo. I pulled in a couple of agile coaches who were happy to experiment with us and just give advice. And then we did that in a Google Doc, and then we took the results and put it into Mindsetlers, into our, let me just zoom in a bit here. We put it into a track, and you may have found tracks. Tracks are a little hidden right now in our app, but tracks are essentially a gamified action plan where you can have multiple steps to get something done. Some of them are certification tracks. Do these things, you get a badge or a certificate. Others are more like this, where, hey, here's some suggestions as to what you could do to sort a problem out. So this is what we delivered, and we have created everything with this little nuclear, purple, pink nuclear thing. I don't know what it is, but that's the image I'm using for experiment practices. So there's some new ones, and then there's some existing content. So that was quite interesting. But have a look. Some of these tracks that we created are trying to tackle really big, complicated problems. And we're trying to pull together a possible sequence series of activities that you could do to break it down and solve it. So I wanted to point that out as sort of taking the content to another level. And we're hoping to get a lot of these big level questions so we can really get some meaty content in here that people are interested in. I also wanted to say, where are we going with this? This was an experiment. I think the results we've had, or I'm happy to say, I think we have delivered some value and sort of filled in some gaps, if you will. There's places where we didn't have content and now we do. That's great for us. People who ask these really complex questions, we got some great feedback. Not from everyone. Some people are completely silent. All right, I don't want to overstate it, but I'm just pretty keen that, pretty happy that some of the people that we sent responses to were very enthusiastic, more than I expected. Yeah, so look, if you have areas like, oh, here's this thing I'm dealing with, and this has been sitting around my neck for such a long time, and I see this problem, I don't know how to handle it. Oh goodness, who knows? If there's, what are you focused on? Click and send us a question. I actually have more Agile coaches now. I asked a few more people that are in our Slack community to help. So we have more expertise behind it, even more than just the experts we've had so far. Yeah, and we'll see where this goes. So yeah, that's one thing that's going on. Obviously not everybody's going to engage and ask questions, but we're trying to keep it anonymous with what gets published in the app. Yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk to you about with that. Right, I have two other things that I thought I might share with you as well. One is something brand new, and this is, I just got off the phone with my colleague on the business side, Harold Paul, and this is real-time board. We're using this to sort of capture our thoughts, just capture a lot of the work we're doing that's pre-development. And the main thing I just want to share with you is the 3 areas of focus, and okay, I'm going to use my arrow keys to move this. The 3 area of focus right now that we're pretty happy with for Mindsettlers and Agility Scales. Find ideas. We've talked about this a lot. The core thing you have to be able to do on our platform is find ideas that help you and have value for you. So that has not changed. That is there. We have a stream of improvement that is supporting that. The 2 underneath it, though, are extremely exciting and already giving us a lot of traction. We're finally moving into this team and collaboration space. I can hear some of you saying, finally. I said it too. We have a bunch of pilots. We have 4 pilots now. We have 1 Agile coach who's piloting using Mindsettlers with his teams. We have 2 other organizations, Agile coaches, starting to pilot with a group of people for sort of peer sharing and capturing actionable ideas from all their Agile coaches, that kind of thing. We have another pilot with someone who wants to collaborate, but also support training and certification. That's great. So we're seeing, we've got a lot of people helping us test what we deliver there. We have a lot of the pieces. We have some gaps to really meet the needs for teams and collaborations. So we're just so pleased there are 4 different groups that are willing to spend their time with us and pull in a group of people so that we really can validate all our hypotheses and build the right features and make sure we match the flow of what people really want to do once they're in Mindsettlers with a group. okay? The last thing, and you probably have heard about this if you read Jürgen Appelow's blog posts, you know he's been doing the Shift Up workshop series, which his new book is coming out, and it's got fabulous content. This is aligned, it's turning learning into action. How do you, people are already, you know, getting great ideas and improving what they do at work through workshops. So how do we support that? And we're looking at several things. One is like a post-workshop service using Mindsettlers, where you have, here's activities, tracks, things you can do back at work now that you've learned all this stuff. Now apply it, and we'll give you some gamified action plans. You get connection with your trainer. You have a way, maybe this questions and answers, maybe you have a way to ask questions. You know, I think some of that will feed into this sort of post-workshop idea. That's one thing we're doing, and the other thing on workshops is access to content. So having groups, maybe the group gets together after the training, maybe the trainers have a group. There's the same kind of needs, different values, same kind of needs behind this. So that is another big stream that we're working on right now. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share with you, those three top things, and I hope you're happy about that. Teams and collaboration, turning learning into action, post-workshop, post-training. You know, how do we also get Mindsettlers specifically optimized for those kind of collaborations? Now, here's something else I wanted to show you, which you've probably never seen, but you may be interested in. So we use, for our product development, we use something called Target Process, which you may have heard of. It's not Jira, it's Target Process. And just wanted to give you a little bit of a look at how we use this. So we have an app development team that's called Badgers. We have our discovery and experiment pre-build team, and stuff we're doing, experiments we're running that are outside of, you know, actually coding something. We also have a web team. The Foxes team is our web development team that's really busy working on our CMS, so the authoring portal, which is coming along very nicely. We're still not letting everybody into it because it's probably confusing for those who aren't already comfortable with our making content in our platform. But here, discovery and experiment. So we have, we're tracking some experiments. Here is one little experiment. How might we, HMW stands for how might we deliver value to the user rather than requiring them to search for things, right? Can we improve the app so that you find great stuff that aligns with what you want rather than having to go and search? So, and you can see this is, I thought you might be interested in the format that we use. So we have our hypothesis on all of these cards. What is the, the action step, and then the success criteria. If we take these actions, this is an experiment. It's not a build card. But success, how will we know that if we do these things and we test this, how will we know that it's successful? So yeah, this is one experiment that is somewhat underway, right? So that's how might we is the format we're using to really make sure that everything we look at is looked at in terms of value, right? In terms of what is the value it will deliver to the player. Yeah, so this includes some of the experiments we're doing. Over here we have a lot of we have sort of a higher level view. Oh, I don't really want to go into all the specific cards that we have on here, but yeah, that's how we manage our work. We have a lot of detail, and we are getting a lot of things done. Okay, now the last thing that I figured I would share with you, and look, If you're watching this, that's great. You're getting the inside scoop today. You really are. I hope you like it. I hope it gives you some confidence in what we're up to. Now, this is more related to the Mindsettlers app. We have a new landing screen, home screen, right? We're updating that first page that you land on. And what we want is to have that cleaned up, you know, the activities feed that's on there. We've got a lot of feedback that that's confusing. There's way too much on that landing screen. It's too confusing. So it will become simplified. We're going to focus on finding ideas on that main screen. We'll have the stories. Stories are the things that we publish, the updates that we publish. Those will be at the top. And then we are going to start out with a stream of the new content. We also will have like this new adventurers part. You know, we want to showcase the people that are in the community and tags that are very popular and activity, journey started, marks recorded, you know, who's really active on the platform, that kind of thing we want to include as well. Version 1 is already in the hands of me and the rest of the team. The internal release of the new homepage is out. And right now it doesn't have everything that I'm showing you here. It has the practices, it just has the new content and the stories. The activity feed is going to move. That will move over to the My Activity section. And I know I said this last week too, but look, I figure it's worth reiterating. So at the bottom of the home screen, you have these 4 buttons. So if you want to go and see what everybody's doing on the platform, it will be under Activity soon. And then onboarding, we have those 4 icons. The first icon you do where you pick some tags and you customize a section, you know, to your own interests. There's 4 other buttons that aren't built yet. That will move to progress. That'll move onto the progress tab. So we're not losing them, we're just moving them off the home page. And the home page will be focused more on finding ideas initially, and then we'll add in a lot of the other activity. Okay, so I think I will stop sharing. This will be a relatively short call at 18 minutes, and we'll see if anyone watches it. But I hope this has been interesting. The homepage should be coming out to you shortly. We are on an agile continuous release type cycle. No hard dates, end of the week, maybe, probably early next week. That's my guess right now from what I'm hearing from the development team and some of the bug hunting that's going on. Yeah, so look, next week we'll talk about that, and I'm really keen to talk about some of the team collaboration workshop features, the features that will be coming out to help you, I suppose, share content and collaborate using all the stuff that's on our platform. If you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to answer questions. Yeah, and if you have anything on your wish list, if you are using our app and getting some value, let us know. We will absolutely take that on board and use it to move forward. I better stop talking now. I think that's about it. I'll wrap it up. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.